Alright, so I think we are good to go. Fair warning on tonight. If I disappear for no reason, it's because my computer... Bleh, we have a blueprint at the moment, but just prior to starting the stream, I don't understand why I wasn't doing anything. I was literally sitting in front of my computer looking at my phone. I got myself a blue screen in addition to the blueprints. And it took a while to get my computer back up and running. I do not understand why. I suspect it is faulty RAM, but I've never been able to prove that, so yeah. That said, this is the first blue screen I've had in quite some time, so we'll see how we go. But if I disappear for tonight for no reason, that's what's happened. Please just assume that shit's broken and I can't proceed from there. Worst part is I can continue playing the game, but it just means you won't get to see it on YouTube. Alright, so I have not played this in about a week. And I've just been looking through our notes, which I'll bring up in just a moment, just still setting things up on my side, on the YouTube side. Let's put OBS there. No, I said let's put OBS there. Let's not close OBS accidentally. I'm definitely streaming on enhanced. Yes, good. Let's put you there, let's put you there. Let's shrink that window a bit. Also I need to turn the volume down just a fraction, it's a little bit too high. That will do. My microphone setting is here so I can mute myself using toggle and click, and that's going to be in and out. I have this button here which brings up my notes. And I've not... Yes, I do have it, never mind. Did it save my change here? It did not. So I did actually write another new note here, which I'll replicate right now, or replicate it to the best of my knowledge. Basically, I said library. I need to purchase the remaining books at the bookstore, which is connected to the library, which means I'd have to draft the library and then draft the bookstore. And then I need the money to purchase books. But don't enter the library without magnifying glass, if possible. I already know that I'm going to need that item. I know how this game works. Basically, I can go in there once and use the library card to book out a new book, but I don't want to go back in there unless I've got the card, unless I've got the glass, so that I can actually read the book properly. That's kind of my thought process on that. I have done a few other things on this list. I don't believe there was anything else to do with the pump room, namely the greenhouse and the kitchen, although I've not checked out the greenhouse properly. The aquarium, that's the last thing I found. That involves going into the archive. I'll definitely check that out. The mail room, we still need to do that. Kitchen, check the tap now the water's been drained. I don't think that's anything, but I'll check. Boiler room, there's something in there perhaps. Precipice, grotto. Still want to get this stuff done. Apart from that, I'm not sure what to do. I think the library is my best bet at this point. So I'm going to need to get a lot of money. I'm going to need to get a magnifying glass to look at that stuff. As for tonight's stream, hopefully we don't crash. But I don't want this to go more than 3 hours because I do have work tomorrow and I need to get back on deck. I've been dog sitting all week. I have been doing a bit of work offline, but I need to get back into the office. So we'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully we'll have a good time, learn some things, and make some progress. Maybe. I don't know. It's almost all RNG based as to whether or not I make progress or not. Alright, it's a terrible start. I believe the master key is still in the code check. I've got 89 steps, so let me go to the outer room first. If I see tomb, I'll go for that. Mind you, tomb is only really useful if I then get the fountain key, if I then get the basement key from the antechamber. There it is. Yeah, let's do that. So, thinking, that's going to take us down to this door here, to the opposite side. I want to check out those other rooms down there again. Just taking a look through my screenshots, give me a moment. I'm not terribly organised. Details, please. Or large icons, extra large icons, thumbnails. Where is the completed map? It's this one here. Right, OBS. We've got a torch chamber there, which I would like to check out again. There's an excavation tunnel shown here, although it's probably just this tunnel through here. That's probably nothing. So if I go down into the tomb, that's going to take us into the catacombs. This was the path with the minecarts, which I've pulled forward here. I don't believe pushing it accomplishes anything, but it will be nice to check. But this said, we can check out if the reservoir works. We've lowered that 1 in the pump room. It's not quite full. I can check to see if we can sail across there. And if so, that can take us up to the foundation if we have a key card, which we don't. I think I'll hold off answering for now, but we can definitely come back here on this run and check to see if that works. I'll come back for that. Ralphine1, how are you doing, dude? Thanks for dropping in. Back to blueprints indeed. Yep, I'm back at home, I've got my notes, and I feel like I can play this game properly again. Although, as always, I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, let's go for the den. Observatory. We're out of gems, but that's fine. Hopefully I can go right in the next room. Can win gems here, so let me do that first. Alright, so let's use our brains. Gems on the white box, true or false, don't know. A box with a false statement contains gems. If that's true, then that has to be false. If that's false, then God knows what that means. The box with the false statement contains gems. If that's false, then it must be in a box with true. And that is, the statement on the white box is true. Fuck, okay. Let's figure this out. If that is true, a box with the false statement contains gems. That is also true. Which means this one must be false. Gems in the white box, that is false. That means the gems could be here or here. That's how I see that. The statement on the white box is true. True? Okay, cool. This statement is true. A box of the false statement contains gems. The gems are in the white box. Okay, so hang on. If that statement is true, then the gems must be in there. Got it. If this statement is false, the statement on the white box is true, that is false, then these could be true or false. A box of the false statement contains gems. If that is true, then they could be in here or here, because this will be a false statement. and that will be a false statement. That statement is false. Statement on the white box is true, that's false. Hang on. So that must be false as well. A box of the false statement contains gems, that says false. That one is true, therefore they're in here. How do we figure that out? Let's pretend that is false. The statement on the white box is true, that is false. Therefore, this has to be false as well, correct? The box of the false statements contains gems. So they're in a box with a true statements. Which points me there. If I go true here, the statement on the white box is true. Box of the false statement contains gems, that's true. Therefore, this one must be false, therefore the gems are in here. What am I missing? Statement on the white box is true, that's false. A box of the false statement contains gems, that is also false. So they must be in a box with the true statement, which means they're in... But that means they're in there. That means they're in there. But that's a box of the false statements. So that's contradiction, correct? Statement on the white box is true, let's pretend that's false. A box with a false statement contains the gems, so this is a false box. They have to be in a box with the true statements. The gems in the white box, if these two are false, then that has to be true. The gems in the white box, okay, fine, but this is a false box. This one is telling me that this one has to be in a true box. So I believe this has to be true. The statement on the white box is true. This has to be true. A box of the false statement contains the gems. The gems in the white box, I believe they're here. I hope they're here. Thank you. It took me a moment to realize that contradiction. Can we go right, please? Yes, good. No key card today. Swimming carcass. This one is fucked. I agree. It wasn't too bad once I realized what the contradiction was. But still. Keycard system. Let's disable the doors or put them in offline mode. And I think I'll set it to high because I feel like being brave. We need a locker or whatever it is, breaker box, to disable security. What have we got? I don't believe we'll ever see anything up there other than the telescope controls. Everything is 50% off today. See flyer for details. Excuse me? Oh god. Today only. Great deals ahoy. The sale sale. Excuse. Everything up to 50% off. Offer valid at the following locations: commissary, can't have to pronounce that, kitchen, locksmith, and bookshop. The bookshop would be very nice, please. I'm going to go through security. I prefer not to lose my gems yet, but that's very painful. I'll go with that, but I hate it. Right, so this is a dead-end room, which means the tomb should have some more gold in it. We picked up a coin and we immediately lose it. I'll go with that, but I'm deeply worried that I'm hosing myself before we even get started. That said, if I can get the breaker box, we can go into the foundation. Big spot. I can't get back here without serious work and or losing coins. Alright, so I'm going to hose myself immediately here. I did not see that. Well, I didn't even enter this room because I'm like, oh, I need a shovel. Old shoe. I won't get back for the wine cellar. That is not worth it. A coin. A few old coins. Where's the purse? Unimpressive pebbles. Don't tell Fred and Wilma that. Let's go with that. I have to. The only way I keep the run going is by going... I'll go for the corridor. Breaker room, please. Master key is super nice, but it doesn't really help me all that much. I've got to log into the network and start an experiment. I'll do that because there's a gem in there. We've got the master key in the code check though, which is fantastic. Let's spread the gold. Not that. Gotten how to play this. I don't really understand the points of connecting to the shelter unless we can find a way of increasing the radiation in the house. Hopefully I can pull that off. I'm taking my time through these rooms because there's gold in these rooms now. I've got to go back for them, so, you know. Anything in here? No. Let's go right. That will do. Give me a breaker, please. Alright, so I can go in there, but I can't create the bookstore from there, so there's no point. I'll go with that. I want the breaker. Not going to get it. I don't feel we need those, and that's just going to burn a gem. Let's go with this. I think I understand how tunnel works now, but I don't want to try it on here, because it doesn't serve any purpose. Really? I'll do it. I'll do that. I want my allowance. Okay, let's go with that. Everything is half off and I don't see much in here. I'll go for the metal detector though, and I'll go for the sledge. I might as well... Yeah, let's purchase a bunch of gems as well. I'll hold off on the sledgehammer. Might as well. Yep, let's unlock that. Yeah, I'll do it. Again, we gotta get a cutscene here. I need to go back and watch the previous cutscenes. Right, there's something else in here. Like another 4 gold coins. I thought there was also maybe food in here. I had the choice of the breaker though, which would have been huge.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Yes, the fog is clearing. I see a shadow in the doorway.
Dark room connected to...
Silent footsteps in the hallways.
I don't think that's anything. Dark room connected to whatever.
An unlatched gate you did not open. A missing item you did not take.
Which room is that? That's at the start. So that's at the entrance hall.
I see a young boy watched from afar. A young boy who once was brave, but now afraid.
That's a tomb.
What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara.
Unless it's...
Till the dawn of the following day,
Thank you, sir.
I will have nothing more to say.
Unless that has unlocked something in the entrance hall, I'm not sure what to make of that. The 2 standard doors ahead of us. I wish I'd made the breaker. Oh, tin can. Give me a key card, please. Key card would be very nice, just saying. The key, though, is a decent consolation prize. Let's go left. Yeah, let's go to the library. I have some money. And the game tells me there's money nearby. For a key, at least. Okay, so how does this work? There we go, it's changed. So, what's the new book that we have? It's one of these two. Hell, it's probably both of those. This has changed. It's a much larger form. I don't believe I've seen 4 or 5, so I'm going to go with 4 first. The next time I come in here, I want to come in with a magnifying glass. If I see library again, I can't come in. Hopefully we get bookstore. If we don't get bookstore, I'm going to be very upset. Good. Oh, what the fuck is that? Trophy room. 5 gems? Wow. I've got to go bookshop though. We got... everything's half off. Have I read this? I'm not sure. A new clue sold out in hours. It should come as no surprise that the latest book from local author Marion Marigold, our mother, is breaking literary records and making headlines even in absentia. The release of her new book, A New Clue, comes only 14 months after the distressful reports of the author's mysterious and unexplained disappearance. Her current publisher has issued a statement debunking the conspiracy theories surrounding the book's recent announcement, stating, "The book..." I can't read. "The writing of the book was completed and well into the editing stages many months before the disappearance." In addition, the publisher has revealed that all of the proceeds from first edition sales of A New Clue will be going to Lasting Hope, a non-profit organisation that aims to provide resources and intel in the investigations of missing persons. Still, the timing and conveniently mysterious title of Marigold's third book has left many cynics denouncing the book and her disappearance as a cheap publicity stunt. Detective Bon Margul, have we seen that name before? I'm not sure, who many theorise may have been the inspiration for A New Clue, was quoted only saying that the book was unintentionally accurate. Regardless of their opinions, fans, pundits and cynics alike were standing together elbow to elbow in bookshop queues this morning, eager to get their hands on what may very likely be, the last words ever published by the missing author. I can't read, fuck. I'm tired. Money? No. What? Volume 5 was available on the library card a moment ago. Okay, that I don't understand. Actually, no, hang on. We saw Volume 5 in the drafting room. I think. I'm not sure. I mean, you've mentioned it, so let's purchase it. And we are now officially broke. I suppose I better go up here even though the metal detector's not going off. I don't think there's anything up here. Again, that spiral is making me so motion sick. I think 5 is showing up. No, that says 3 and 4. I'm blind. I thought that said 3. What the fuck's wrong with me, chat? So there were 6 books to begin with, correct? Seen that, seen that, seen that. That's censored. We've seen that. That's identical to what we saw in the observatory. Definitely seen that. And we've seen Volume 3. That's the first thing I saw. I'll stick with Volume 4 for now. I'm about to run into a loss of locked doors. Speaking of, I'll go with that just to try and keep it alive for a bit longer. Money? A key. Yep, Eastman Hall, and let's head south. I think we need to be on the other side for Her Ladyship's chamber. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. Metal detector's going off trying to say, hey dumbass, there's stuff here, and I just can't see it. Ralphine 1, excellent choice, a new clue is great. Hopefully that's not a spoiler. Tomorrow you'll start with 1 key for each clock room you draft today. That's not a dead end though, that is a dead end. That's allowance. But I've not been in here. I'll do it. We lose 2 rooms, but it's fine. New room, the clock tower. Access to Mount Holly's clock tower has always been heavily restricted, which might explain why maintenance has been unable to mend the perpetually halted clock face, a testament to the unchanging winds of the sacred hour. Do I need to fix something in here? Oh, wow. The pendulum is swinging. A compass. That would have been useful a while ago. Southward I see a swan, ashen like land sands of the shore, carried by westerly winds, rogue like the moon of the north. Eastward I see a crow, dark are the days coming forth. Forth? That's misspelt, and that's going to be a clue. Swan south, west winds, north moon, east crow. That's what I get out of that, and we see forth, whatever that means. No spoilers, the other books are also excellent choices. Yeah, I figure I need all of them, but I don't have the money for them. Might as well spend what I've got. Does it matter where I draft this, maybe? At the moment, I can't even tell which way I came in. That's where I came in. So north is pointing towards the moon. East is pointing towards a crow. South is the swan. And the winds are to the west. Whatever that means. I've got a question if there is actually a puzzle in here. Yeah, okay, so this one is stuck. Eastward you see a crow, dark are the days coming forth. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. And I'm just going to take a quick look at my notes, but it won't help terribly much. Yeah, that symbol there is Arindia. And we've solved the sanctuary downstairs with that symbol. I also want to grab a screenshot of this. That pattern looks like one of the moats, perhaps. That said, it's next to a note which talks about Arindia. So I can see that's busted, but I've got no idea how to fix it. I could maybe bring a tool up if I had something. A metal detector and a shovel doesn't seem to fix it. But right now I'm not seeing anything to immediately do in here. The unchanging winds of the sacred hour. That is pointing at 10:30. No, wait. That's pointing at 1:30. Does something happen at 1:30? when these clock faces match. I'm tempted to wait and see what happens, but that's a long ways. Hey, my computer's not crashing. That's just Google Chrome telling me, hey, you can save your passwords more easily. No comments. G'day. Secret hour is when you don't have to get out of bed for another hour. Secret hour is the best. How you doing, dude? Hope you're doing well. So what am I looking at here? That's also 1:30, correct? As we're looking at it this way, although look at this, look at the blueprint there. The blueprint says it's pointing at 1:30. The door is there, and the minute's hand is pointing to it, but on the actual blueprint itself, it's the opposite. I do think this is intended to say 1:30, so the question is something going to happen here at 1:30? And if not, is something else going to happen in the estate at 1:30? And if so, how the hell would I be able to determine what it is? Time's passing not reasonably rapidly here, but I just want to do some math here. Bear with me. I'm going to be here for a while, so feel free to skip ahead if you're watching the VOD. I do want to wait here until 1:30, but what I want to do, that looks a bit weird. Maybe I can smash that. That's not rendered particularly well either. Go this way? No. I just want to see roughly how long it takes for time to progress in this game. I don't have my phone with me, and Windows and its infinite wisdom does not measure seconds anymore on the clock. Not that I can see anyway. Clear all notifications there, please. Where's OBS? I need you, OBS. So the exact point that it's passing by to 6, I'll say now, is 41:16 on the stream recording. What I want to do is wait for it to hit 15 there. 15. My god. I'm so tired. I want it to hit 9 here, which is 15 minutes later. I'll get that right eventually. And I want to see how long it takes to get there. Because then we can do some math to determine when it's going to hit 1:30 in real time on every run. Can I not do something here? There's a rook in the clock tower. Got no idea how to solve that damn chess puzzle downstairs. So we see a moon to the north, which is somewhere here. It's over here. Southward you see a swan, ashen like sands of the shore. Yeah, we're looking north here. Sorry, we're looking south. So this floor plan down is north, because we're looking back at the main house here. I think. I hope. I'm so confused. Where is the exit? Also, where's our clock hand? Alright, 1 moment. That is passing at 43:07. So what is that? That's 60 plus 45 seconds roughly. 105, 112 seconds. Is it really like that? It certainly seems like it. I'll be able to check again when it reaches 12. I thought we saw that particular moon at the start of each run, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's the observatory. What else do I see out there? That could be the chapel, perhaps? I don't know if what we're looking at here is fixed or if it's dynamic. I mean, I don't see anything out here. Okay, never mind, I've got no idea. That's the answer chamber. So we're looking north here, which means up is north. Got us. That makes a lot more sense. Up is north, down is south. And yeah, that makes total sense because that's the symbol we see on the answer chamber. Alright, so what have we got here? Literally on the 45-minute mark of the stream, so that is telling me that... what is that? 3 minutes and 45 seconds. 3 minutes and 45 seconds is half an hour. Which means that a full hour is 7.5 minutes. So if the run starts at 8 AM sharp, that means it's what, 7.5 minutes multiplied by 5.5. That's math, isn't it? 7 minutes multiplied by 5 is 35 minutes. And then 30 seconds multiplied by 5 is 150 seconds. Divide that by 60, that is 2.5 minutes. So basically it's telling me at the 37.5 minute mark of the run, clock is going to strike 1:30. And these faces will all match. A testament to the unchanging winds of the sacred hour. I'm guessing something happens at this very particular time, but I'm not sure what. Dark are the days coming forth. I mean, that's misspells. Also, once again, we do not have a magnifying glass here, so maybe I need a magnifying glass and I need to come back here and inspect this more closely. But I don't see anything else to do in here. I can't manipulate anything here. I think the most interesting thing I can do at the moment is just wait until 1:30 and see if something happens. That does look interesting. Got a bunch of gears and things down here, but I'm not seeing anything up there. The pendulum is swinging. I don't think we can jump over there, given that we couldn't jump in the basement and we don't appear to be able to swim. That makes me think we can smash it maybe, but I also see this and I also see that, so I don't think that's a thing. How close am I? I'm not going to switch over to my notes, but let me just look at them in the background. Yeah, so that symbol there, that flower, means poetic. Assuming that is a moat. I assume it's for a different realm, so I've got no idea which, because we have the symbol of Orindia there, and we've seen that already. I Okay, is something going to happen here, or have I wasted my time? So that pattern kind of looks like a moat there itself, but I don't really see anything there. Are we going down? Oh shit, we are. Okay, I need to get down there now. Don't know how long that's going to be open for. Dang, okay. Patience pays. Just switching back to OBS. Oh hell, each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Oh fuck me. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. This clock should not be set on the hour ending in 00. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. What the fuck? Is that a thing that's handwritten? Clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. I'm not sure if I trust that or not. Okay, what the fuck is this? Oh my god. I don't know where to start with this one. Okay, fine. It should not be set on the hour, so this has to be 7 o'clock. Five of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. So if that has to be all different numbers... Wait. 2 of these numbers must be the same, so 737 would work, I guess. Although if it's ascending... Don't know if that's true or not. I'm worried that that's handwritten. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. So we don't want to do that. So we want something like that. But this clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. So how do I make this work? That would have to be like something like 707. Something like that. Okay, ending on the hour. So if this one has 2 7s, that can't end on the hour. This one can end on the hour. Maybe, I'm not sure. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so let's just put this one to, say, 5 o'clock. Let's put you to say 6 o'clock. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. This clock here, where is it? 7s. Containing all different numbers. I think this one has to be 707 or 757. The clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. I don't know if that's true or not. Let's say it's not true, so descending order? Descending would make sense because this clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. That doesn't necessarily need to... Yes, it needs to end on the hour. That one needs to end on the hour, so that has to end... That has to be 7 o'clock, correct? So maybe this one's 6 o'clock? Fuck. The only way I can think of making this one work is to set it to 707. I can't think of another way to actually make that work. So, Shaki, I never said swimming. Swimming Carcass, I sincerely apologise. Shaki is making a 6-7 joke in chat and he's about to get banned. How you doing, dude? Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Let's set you to 9. Just trying to sort my brain out at the moment. So if these are running in some kind of order, this has to be like 7:05 or something, correct? Something like that. One, 2, 3. Let's make that one say 5 o'clock. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here. The word here is throwing me. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock here, but in reverse order. $5:07. So I think I've got everything where I need it to be. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Got that. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Got that. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. So we should not be doing that, because that's a lie. I believe that has to be 7:07 because of this one. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. You cannot have 7 as the second digit, or in the case of a 4-digit number, you can't have it as the first or second digit. You can't go 1277. That has to be 7:07. I think that's locked. And this is what's throwing me now. This clock should not be set on the hour ending in 00. So if that's a lie, then this has to be 7 o'clock. Am I missing something? Wait a minute. Okay, I see. It doesn't necessarily need to be a 7 repeated. Got it. So at the moment, I think I have a solution which shows everything descending. Going from this way over there. What if I flip it? Does that work? This one absolutely has to be 7. No question. That could be on the hour. But it's got to be underneath 6. Bear with me. What does this have to be? That works. So we have a repeating number there. We're doing this in ascending order now because that note may be wrong. This could be 6 or 7, doesn't really matter, I think. What if I set this to, say, 540 or something, or 550? Wait. The hell am I doing? I'm so confused. I'm confusing myself, that's the worst part. So, does this have to be 557? I think it does. Unless I want to go, say, 1147 or something, and then that's below 7. I think that has to be 557. No other date works, or no other time works. If it can't contain 1, 2, 3, or 4, then I believe this has to be 557. So that just has to be in between these times. 6 might be a good time because that ends on the hour. So I think these 3 are correct. I'm not sure what to make of those, other than one of them can be on the hour, and the other one cannot. That said, I'm worried about this. How does that work? 8:55 maybe? Or 8:57? I'll figure this out eventually. I don't think I'm far off. What am I doing? Nine o'clock is as far as we can push this. Otherwise we get 1s. So this has to start with 8. Maybe. It's gotta be something like that. How many hours do I have at the moment? I've got 5. And that makes sense because 5 of them, having to end on a time on the hour. If we don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, then it must be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I feel this one's correct as well. But, okay, that one's correct. What I have to do with this clock, I think, is set it to a time that makes it work over here. Uh, 5:48. 5:48 would work. Which means we set this to 8:45. That's amazing and all, but nothing's happening. Have I made a mistake somewhere? Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Five of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. We've got that. This clock should not be set on the hour, it's set on the hour. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, okay, that's a problem. That's the problem. $8.55? I think that works. I don't see 1, 2, 3s or 4s. Okay, what am I doing wrong? That's the problem. Okay. It's not in ascending order. Fuck, it's 1 minute out. What am I doing wrong? I'm really close, damn it. I know I'm really close. We have to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the hour. That much I figured out at least. That one has to be 9. The end. That one has to be 5. Does it have to be? Yes, it does. We can't make that one 9. That doesn't work. I'm super close, damn it, and I feel dumb. This clock should be set to a time that contains the same 3 numbers of another clock. Here. But in reverse order. So I think the concept of what I'm doing here is correct. This has to start at 8 though for that to work, because it's after 8 here. Just trying to think, this is the only time that has a 7 in it with a repeating digit, which is not a 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's frustrating. I'm so close now. I'm 1 minute out. What is the answer? Six has to be there. 7 has to be there. 6 doesn't necessarily have to be there, correct? Yes, it does. It has to be between 6, 5, 57 and 7. I was thinking of maybe manipulating that one and making that one 6, but that doesn't work at all. This has to be between 5:57 and 5. This is the problem I've got here. What times work? Does that work? That works, doesn't it? Fuck me. I'm a dumbass. What is this? That is a sanctum key. Alright, so we're going back downstairs. Chat, I have to ask, I mean, apart from those of you who've played this game before, did you see that answer way before I did? Oh my god. So that is on red paper, but it's not true. Or it's not a lie. The clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. That's true. And yeah, that was basically a given once we figured out that one's 557 and that one's 7 o'clock. I question just how many of those notes I've seen so far. Like all of these I recognize were on like a bold typeface or whatever you want to call it, bold fonts. All capitals and whatnots, but this one is different. Alright, there was a freaking sanctum key in the clock tower. What the hell? That took me a very long time to get through, but I actually feel like I've accomplished something. I want the allowance. Still no keycard doors. So I do question if that's the only answer to the puzzle. I suspect it is. I'll go for the ASIC even though we lose all the gems. Again, I want the allowance. I realized I could have kept the run going, but unless I find a secret garden oh god. Alright, so we're going back to the West Wing Hall and seeing if we can open a secret garden. Coupon book, that doesn't help me terribly much on this run, even though I've got a sale going on. What else we got? Lots of keys, lots of gems. No, have I seen that? Yes. A shit ton of keys, but no actual items. I was expecting like items that I could take to the workshop. Even though I passed on that because, well, reasons. Oh god, okay, I missed that. What is that? That makes me think of the monitors in the security room, and it's pointing to the, Firstly, I see an X on the bottom right monitor, I don't know if that's a thing. But it's sort of pointing to the middle left. That could also be in the grotto. I'll make it clear for the record that I screenshotted that, and I'll be referring to it later. Let me just make a save on my notes. Thank you, Paint.net. So we have create crate in here. We found another bloody sanctum key. That puzzle took me entirely too long to solve, but that was a fun one, I'll give it that. Let me keep it going. Each time digging a room, unlock all doors in that room. I haven't seen the kennel before, and I don't have the money for the showroom. That will raise my allowance, but I'm sure I can spend the gems in just a moment anyway. The kennel. Home to several of Sinclair's hunting companions, it can be assumed these friendly hounds have been anxious to meet their new master. Oh my god. Can I not pat the dog? Let me pat the dog. This game's fucked. This game is at F-. We can't pat the dogs. Okay, so if I dig here, that's going to... That's key. If we dig here, that's going to unlock that door if it was locked, so that's fine. Doggos. I've been dog sitting a dog all week, and yeah, this makes me happy, chat. Promise you. What do we have here? Ralphine, you can pet one of the dogs? I don't mind that spoiler. Where am I? Paints and Pines. Yeah, that makes sense. What is that? That reminds me of what we saw downstairs in the chess room. Cats. I'm not certain cats belong in kennels, or these kennels at least. Alright, I'm sorry, the rest of the stream is just going to be me doing this. I hope you're okay with that, chat. If you're not okay with it, I'm sorry, then you're just going to need to seek someone else. Alright, enough of that. We don't seem to be able to let them out. There's a clue cat in here. What does it mean? I do not know. I'll go for the gym, even though we're going to lose steps, which I'm not happy about. Can't get in there. No running shoes, sadly. Can't get in here either. Shit. Okay, so I've got a choice to make. I can go back to the dining room, and I probably will. I've got to go to the West Wing Hall and see if I can go north. I need a key card, which I don't think I'm going to get. And I need the secret garden. Because I'm reasonably certain that if I can get to the secret garden, then I can go to the antechamber, grab the basement key, and then open that damn fountain door. That gives me one additional step. I don't think that's worth it. Sledgehammer, I think I will grab... We haven't seen anything in the bedrooms. I haven't crafted any bedrooms, so I'll pass. We are going to get steps when we go to the tomb. I can't use it yet. I have no way to get to the antechamber. I have a way to the antechamber. I can redraw once. Yeah, let's do it. This does mean, though, that if I find her ladyship's chamber, the run is most likely over. Unless I can go north and draft it. I'll come back for that elevator. Fuck. That kills me instantly. I'll go with that and hope for the best. At least we don't lose steps in here. Do we have a crate or whatever it is that we can sledgehammer open? We do not. I have another key though. I'll do it. Right, so if that door ahead of me is locked, then there's a chance we can get to the antechamber. If not, I think we're done. That would have been useful a very long time ago, just saying. That creates a dowsing rod. I don't think I've made a detector shovel. Might as well go for it. I feel this run's coming to an end, although I've got to go downstairs and look at a few things. Raise the chance of finding coins and keys. Much raise the chance of finding coins and keys while digging. Okay, so it just works as a better metal detector, full stop. And that's kind of worth it. And we can also dig with it. Yep, okay, let's go for it. Fuck. Really? Right, unless this is a Great Hall or something, we're kind of screwed. That's a gem. Let's go for that and hope for the best. Sugar. Still don't know what these are supposed to be. American, maybe? Indian? I assume the letter is I. That reminds me of a chef. Oh, God. Yeah, okay, now that I said the word chef and I said, oh, there's an I missing. Yeah, that makes total sense. Fuck me. Chef and chief. Right, so we are not getting to the answer chamber today, but that's totally fine. How many bedrooms do I have? Not enough. That's not how this is supposed to work, but fine. No. So close and yet so far, but it's fine. Okay, that's bad. Give me something nice. Right, initial analysis of this particular detector shovel seems to be that it's a load of arse. So if I open up this room and then fiddle with the breaker and then go inside, it's fine. But, yeah. Shaki, you probably could have gotten Secret Garden instead of unlocking the closet. No, I tried that. I went into the corner. I tried the Secret Garden key and it said the key didn't fit. So I assume it can't be done in the corners. That was the first thing I tried. So I'm like, oh yes, we can get inside the answer chamber, but from the West Wing Hall, yeah, that would have worked. Are you talking about this one? Yeah. That would have worked for sure. So I went with that because we were basically at a dead end here. I had no ways to get into any of these rooms without a keycard, which is why I sort of had to go for that. Didn't really have a choice. I'm going to go back. 7 steps to go back there. I kind of want to go back and check out security. So do I have enough coins to purchase something? I don't think I do, but let me check. I do. Yeah, if I went for the Secret Garden, I think that would have been the end of the run right there, because unless there's a key card inside that room, that would have killed me. I definitely saw it, I'm like, fuck, do I have to kill the run right here, right now, or do I keep it going for a fraction longer with the closet? Whatever goes. More pizza. And I've got a furnace, so let's eat that. At best, what I could do now is go to the tomb, because we do have a couple of dead-end rooms here. That's going to spread gold. We probably have to dig a patch to go north and go beside the gym. I think it's a secret fuck. I completely forgot that the secret garden wasn't a dead end. Shit, okay, that's a mistake that I've made. Damn it. I completely forgot we can go north from the secret garden. I'm so bad at this game. What's that doing here now? That was not there earlier. Wow. This is why I don't want to go into the library without this. Which is almost making me want to fucking swap this out with the code check. So, do I have enough time to get back to the clock tower? I want to go downstairs as well. And into the underground and whatnot. Holy Christ. Order of operations. From the bullseye outside, that is... wow. That's very creative. Because there's a note there. Let me go to security first. Because I want to see... Like, I should really go back to the ASIC as well and inspect that. Yeah, the arrangement of those monitors looks very similar to... Bear with me. This here. See how these two are shorter? That's got to be a match. But why is it pointing to the office? I do wonder if this X here, down on the bottom right, this, that's pointing to the showroom. I don't think that's anything, but why do we have an I there? That is the office, 6,000,000%. And heck, I can pass back through there on the way back. We are not looking at the, realize that's the gallery now, which we couldn't solve. We are not looking at the safe there or anything untoward, I think. We're just looking at the desk. Don't know what to make of that. Okay, well, that's something to bear in mind, I guess. The ASIC is pointing me towards the office. Assuming that the foundation door is unlocked, and I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let me just inspect this later, maybe. The circle... Could a circle have something to do with the safe thing, maybe? I don't think so. Also, ace, infinity symbol. I don't think we're going to see anything here, but let me just skim it very quickly. That apostrophe. What else have I missed on these damn documents? Not seeing anything. still don't know how we're supposed to get March of the Cows, whether it's 03, 03, 03, 03, 03, like repeating itself. Don't know what to make of this. It's got to mean something, but I'm not sure what. Yeah, let me go back to the clock tower and the ASIC. I want to inspect those notes with the magnifying glass. And then we'll go to the foundation and go downstairs, because there is stuff we can do down there. For sure. That should be open. Even before I turn the power off. I had no clue that would do something. It was talking about a... what was it? Sacred hour there, which made me think, yeah, that's important. I'm confident there's nothing on that note. Hopefully I'm not wrong. What about you, though? I'm not seeing anything here other than that. And also maybe we can follow a path, but there's about 3 paths. Like if I'm following this red line, it sort of gets tangled in a mess here. Like maybe that would indicate a direction of the rooms that we need to go through. But what does that mean? Don't draft these rooms? The only thing I can think of is don't draft these rooms. Alright, I need to get downstairs and burn some keys. Amongst other things, never mind, I can't burn the keys. We flooded the reservoir. And it is going to remain flooded until such time that I open the damn fountain door. That door is a permanent unlock. So... once again, this doesn't help me. Damn, okay, I thought I can go over there, never mind. I've got to approach it from the other side, which means I need to leave the house, which is going to be problematic because I don't believe I have steps. Gotta get back there and then something like 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then get to the tomb. That does not work, unfortunately. Not unless I have running shoes, and I don't. I can't pull that from this side. It's got to be pulled from the opposite side. That is such a troll. It means that if you want to do this on one day, it's really fucking hard to do. I've not forgotten about this room we saw on the left. Thinking that may have something to do with the boiler room. To finish this run, what I can do at least is open another door in the sanctum. Let's pick that one. Is it a similar style of room? It is. Right, so I've got no idea what this could be. Which is unfortunate. So if all of them are like this, then presumably what I need to do is go around the house, find all of the various seals, or whatever they are. What were they called? Look at my notes. We've got to find all of the various sigils and then input them down here. And while it is the case that I've only found one and I've already used it, I don't think there's much point coming down here. The only thing I could come down here to do is A, unlock the antechamber, and B, use some keys once I've redrained the reservoir. I really wish I can go over there, but I can't. Yes, I can. Wait, I forgot about this exit. I completely forgot about this exit. We've looked at these clues with the magnifying glass. We've dug up the blueprints on the left there. Haven't found lost and found though. I completely forgot about this exit. Yeah, this I think is a boiler room thing. I think I'll burn 2 steps down here. Outside tomb, catacombs. I should be at around 5 steps when I get down, or 4 steps when I get to the reservoir, so I think that works. I did see cat down here. Or I saw cat in the kennel. So maybe that's something here, I don't know, although I don't know how that ties into any of the positions on the chessboard. Yeah. I can't interact with that though, so, you know. What do I do? Whoa! Why these squares and these squares only? Might be that one. Yeah, okay, I see it already. I see it already. The bishop's on the chapel, isn't it? Yep. Fuck. Where's my notes? So I've got an observatory on the map. Second rank center. Is that all I need to do? I hope not. Bishop works in the attic as well, so I can go there. Yeah, okay, this is it. Don't know if any of this works or not. Where can I put the other pieces? I've definitely seen a rook around the place, but let me just see if I can brute force this. The king or the queen goes in the office. Do I have a place for the queen? I have no idea. This is not looking promising. So I've got no idea if I need to put these into a certain kind of order here or not, but if I want to light up the tiles, then I need to put them on tiles where the chess piece exists inside their room. Which means I need to start taking notes. Okay. I'm going to delete this entire board here. So I realize I've been putting stuff on the wrong layer, but it's fine. I don't need to worry about that noise. You think you could keep it selected for more than one layer, but apparently not. It's all too hard. This app is good, but it's a pain in the ass. Okay, so chess puzzle. The pawn works in the following locations. Is that really rank 4? It was. Alright, so it works in the drawing room, walk-in closet, and bedroom. In addition to that, I forgot to switch over to this, sorry. Been writing stuff there. Where else does it work? Can it work in these ones as well? Right, so A2, or what I perceive to be A2, then E's and D's. So it also works in the dining room, storeroom, parlor, and den. Alright, so nights. We know that works in the observatory. Not sure where else it works. This one's going to take a long time to solve. King is in his stream. I know. I'm lurking. I'm not watching. I can't watch and play at the same time. Plus, I can't have audio going at the same time, otherwise people will get upset with me. Okay, so the observatory and the one next to it. I think that's security next to it. Just want to get rid of these off the upper ranks. Yeah, that's the observatory and security. Certain of it. So I really just want to look around and see if I can find a queen room. I think that's my priority at the moment. Try and solve this. That's security, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, so the bishop. We know that I've recognized the bishop in the chapel. That was something I instantly recognized when I was in that room earlier. That's the chapel right there. Doing it this way, unfortunately, is probably easier, 2 on the 5th rank, than trying to look around the rooms and recognize pieces and make notes that way. That said, I need to find rooms of queens. Unfortunately, my place where I live is not fabulous enough for that, so I'm going to have to work my way through it. 2 on the 5th rank, and 1 in the corner there. The one in the corner was the ASIC. So the bookshop and the rumpus room have bishops. The chapel is the easiest one to get by far. Rook. There is a rook on the nook. Bear with me, I'm just trying to get all my windows back together. Oh my god, this is hard. This is harder than it seems, I promise. Alright, don't do that. The nook is very easy to find though. And I don't think we've seen an instance of a room having multiple chess pieces, so if we do get something like, let's say we've got those pieces on the lit squares down there, I don't believe that swapping them is going to be beneficial. Like this going to the corner there, that shouldn't do anything. I don't expect it to do anything. Where was this? Rank 6. So the nook and the clock tower. The clock tower is one of those rooms, now that I've solved that puzzle, that I don't see myself making very often because there doesn't seem to be much in there. The queen, I've got no idea. King works in the office. But let me confirm all that. So bishop can go there. Knights can go there. Let's move the queen around. I'm certain I tried this side, didn't I? Yeah. I've tried everywhere with the queen. I've already done that. I won't do it again. I guess the queen would work in her ladyship's chambers, given that the king works in the office, and that would imply that that is Herbert S. Sinclair. So I do wonder if the king piece is also in the bunk room. Okay, that's all the notes I can make for now. I do question whether we have to do more than just lighting up those 6. What is the purpose of that? I don't know. This door here, I question if this is the other side of the red door. It could be. I think I've run the magnifying glass over that. I won't do it again. Let's go down here and try getting on a boat. I won't sing the song, I promise. We definitely don't have enough steps to get me back into the estate to purchase another book, so I won't even try. So we have another sanctum. I've got no idea what to do. We do not have that particular symbol. I completely forgot that we could come back via the cliffside entrance. Let's go into the tomb and take a look on the other side. We can sail the boat. I suspect that if we sail the boat, it will remain on the opposite side, which... Is that a good thing or not? I don't know. I do not know if that's a good thing or not. There's going to be a ton of gold down here. Let's see if this entrance remains open. It does. Holy Christ. Can I really not get back up there? I mean, look at this. I'm rich. I am rich, motherfuckers. A dig spot with a turnip would be delightful, just saying. I'll magnify that. India. If we can sail across, I think we're going to fall one short. Which is depressing. Damn it. I'm convinced we can light those candles. Give me another dig point, pretty please. I'm not going to get one. This remains open, so we don't need to resolve that puzzle. Yeah, we're going to fall short because this is the catacombs and then we go into the reservoir. That giant arrow though, really? That's part of the underground map, which we can't pick up. We fiddle with that statue which opens that path there. Does it close it as well? Never mind, it just opens it. I've got to open it each time, so wait, I can't come back this way? I can't get back into the tomb from the opposite side. Okay, got it. I can't access the catacomb or the tomb from the other side. That makes sense, I guess, because if I haven't drafted the room, it doesn't make sense that I can get into the tomb. Yeah, so this thing here, abandoned mine. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough steps. That sucks. Yeah, we can see the door on our left here. We can play with the gears, but we need to be able to access this side to be able to access the vault. So we have to pull this back. Holy Christ, okay. That really sucks. This is going to give me access to the reservoir. This is what I want to check out, the torch chamber. What is this? That is a symbol that I copied. That is Arindia. I feel like I need to light a couple of things to change things in here. Also, I can totally magnify the map in the next room if I can make it that far. Reservoir, so we're down to 3 steps now. We're not going to find anything else. Can I at least sail across here? Does this work? Also, this here should lead me to the locked door. I assume if the fountain's flooded, this just doesn't work. There could be something behind that door as well, so... yeah, no. It does work. I can move the camera, but I'm not in control. That just gets me to the other side, and then going to the basement is going to burn a step, and then going to the foundation is going to burn a step as well, and that'll be it. At this point, I may as well call it a day. That's so frustrating. That is so frustrating. We are 1 or 2 rooms away from getting back into the bookstore. Getting all that loose. Yeah, look at that. I didn't miss a dig point in here. No. Can I get in here and purchase you out before everything fades to black? No. It's alright. Saw a few new rooms. And we solved the clock tower puzzle. If indeed that is the only puzzle we solved, I don't know. And we found another sanctum key, which was not in the chests downstairs. I thought that all of those keys were going to be in those chests in the reservoir. But if not, that's concerning. Alright. Do one more run, and I'll go to bed. We'll see how long this one lasts. Hopefully not another 4 hours. Is there something here? These were knocked down in the video. I'm not seeing anything we can play with there. Also, we totally crafted a new contraption. $21? I thought it was... I could have sworn the allowance was already like 22 or something. Hopefully I'm not losing my mind. Let's go for the parlor. The nook is a rook. Switching over to my notes and taking a look, so parlor is a pawn and the nook is a rook. The nook I think is going to be essential. Alright, let's solve another puzzle, shall we? Only one statement is false. If that's true, then we have 2 trues and 1 false. If that's false, then it means that there are 2 that are false. Only one statement is true. That's the exact opposite. The gems are in a box with a false statement. Right, let's pretend that's true. Only one statement is true. True? True. That means the other 2 are false. Only one statement is false. That's false. There are 2 statements. Wait. Only one statement is true. The other 2 have to be false. Only one statement is false. That's false. There are 2 statements which are false, correct? Statement is false. This one's confusing me. Hang on. Thinking. Only one statement is false. It's false because there's 2 boxes that are false. That is not a contradiction. The gems are in a box with the false statements. That is false. Therefore, the gems are in here. Cool. Only one statement is true. Let's say that's false. So this box is false. That means there must be 2 true statements elsewhere. Only one statement is false. That is true. It's that one. The gems are in a box with false statements. That is true. Therefore, the gems are in there. Is that math? Only one statement is true. True. Therefore, that has to be false. There's 2 false statements. That one and that one. The gems are in a box with the false statements. False. True. They're in there. If I say that's false, only one statement is true. No, there are 2 true statements. Okay. Only one statement is false. Yep, it's that one there. The gems are in a box with a false statement. That's true. Which seems to point me back to that one. Let's say that's true. That means these 2 are false. Only one statement is false. There's 2 statements that are false, so that's correct. And this is false. It's in a box with a true statement, which is that one. If that's false, then there are 2 true statements. That is true. That one's false. That is true. That one's false. Therefore, they're in there. So true or false, I come back to this box. What about this one? Only one statement is false. True. Let's say that's true. One of these 2 boxes must be true. Only one statement is true. That is false. So we're saying that's true? No, hang on. That doesn't make sense. True. Only one statement is false. Let's say that's true. Only one statement is false. Only one statement is true. If that is true, that's an immediate contradiction. Because that's true. If we say that's true as well, that can't be the case. So that one has to be false. Which means there are 2 true statements. The gems in a box with the false statement. Yep, that points me back there again. What if I say false here? Only one statement is false? No, there's 2 false statements. Including that one. Only one statement is true. True. Gems in a box with a false statement. False. That points me to the true box. I think they're in here. Yeah, I'm overthinking that one. Overthinking as always. Right, I'll go for the archives. I think the way the tunnel works is that if we pick it, we can basically just go straight north until we hit the foundation. And it costs nothing. I'm getting this one because A, we need to go back into the nook. And B, I need to look through my screenshots. I did screenshot it, didn't I? I have not. Well, let's pretend that I screenshotted the aquarium while it was drained. It was pointing at a filing cabinet at one of the lower drawers. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to load up one of my previous streams. Bear with me. Because there's got to be something here. I can't think of any other room I've been in where there was filing cabinets like this. Where am I going? New channel. Live. I believe it was at the end of the previous stream. Looking for the aquarium. Okay, I'm playing with the pump room there. That's the full aquarium. I want to find the drained aquarium. It was probably early in the stream. Yep, okay, here we go. Alright, so I just need to manipulate my source windows a bit. iFox. My pawn's not showing up anywhere, good. So I was looking through the aquarium here. Like that's got to be the laundry room. Skip ahead a bit. Don't know what that is. Yeah, look at this. That to me looks like the archive, and it is pointing directly towards a 4-drawer filing cabinet. That arrow. That arrow is not visible when the aquarium is filled. And I mean, this looks like the archive. We've got the shelves. I'm looking at the archive on the other monitor. You can't see it right now, but it's the same shelving. It's the same style of files there. It's a freestanding filing cabinet. Are there any other filing cabinets around here? No, it's just basically 3 freestanding filing cabinets like that, and it's pointing an arrow at the bottom drawer of one of them. That has to be something. Sorting out my windows, bear with me. That can't not be something. But the question is, what, where, and how do I access that? Like, I'm expecting the ability to be able to open one of these drawers, but I don't see it. The only thought that I've got is that maybe we need to power this room. But I don't see why that would allow me to suddenly open one of these unless it's electrically powered. These don't look like the right filing cabinets, even though, you know, there's a trolley in front of them that's maybe blocking access. I think we may need to power the archives. That's the only thought I've got at the moment. If I could power the archives, that will be a thing. Weird shadow there. can't climb up here. Before I go in, I want to see how many gems it is for the boiler room. Where's the boiler room? Requires 1 gem. I'm taking a note there because we may get it in just a moment. Not going to get it in just a moment. Let's go with that. As we'll go for the storeroom. Big points using the shovel that we don't have. So I didn't really check in the archive to see what the chest piece was in there. I prefer not to go for the gym. Yes, don't give me a furnace. Doggos! Oh. What is that saying? That the cat is an S? Because the S is missing? The doggo has been pet. The nurse station is only really helpful if we draft it sort of at the end of the house. Yeah, okay, nothing happens. We can turn on the water in here, but that doesn't accomplish anything. At least I don't think it does. I'll go for it. Alright, I'm going to have to go back and hope that we get the boiler room. I haven't seen any trunks today. I'll do it. No idea what it is. I've made a terrible mistake. Okay, it'll give me a bunch of items though, which probably isn't the end of the world. Magnifying glass. Nice. Broken lever. That said, if I want to make progress, I've got to go all the way back now. Yep, I'll open that. Unless, hang on, is there a sledgehammer in here? Nearly missed it. That has not changed, and I'm not expecting it to change. There's a bishop in here. Lockpick sets. Oh, wow. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. You're giving me a lockpick set? Is there anything here? And a key to the secret garden. What are you pointing at? God knows what he's pointing at. Right, well I don't see a sledgehammer here, but we've got a broken lever, a lockpick set. All of those are very useful. Let's open that up. I'll burn the key. What could possibly go wrong? Everything was better than expected. Okay. I've now got to backtrack all the way through here. We're not going to come back through here, so I think I will purchase that. Does mean I've used up all of my allowance, but that's fine. Give me a boiler room, please. Not going to get it. Security, though, is powered. So we have a night in here? We do. Again, the room that's marked is the office. Does it mean... I do not know. Can't change anything here until we either find a key card or until we power things off. Not in good conscience anyway. Well, let's make the lab. Maybe all I need to do is just push my allowance up to 100 or something. And then we purchase some shops and then just brute force our way through it. We're not going to find apples unless we go to... Is it the secret garden that spreads food throughout the house? I think it is. I'm going to go with that. That's not terribly helpful, but if I see it, then I just need to be mindful of its location, remember where it is, and maybe I can make some progress towards endgame. That's... none of these great. Boiler room? Oh. I just went in there, damn it. That sucks. We can use that to increase the radiation level. But it's not enough. No keycard. Definitely not forgotten about that. I do question if we can bring in power from the opposite side of the lab. I don't think it's possible, but that would be huge if that could be a thing. Yeah, finding the archive this early is probably not a good call. We could be done. Not done. Not yet, anyway. Haven't made one of those. We have the magnifying glass. We do not have space. The bookstore, but that's fine. I'm not expecting this run to last very long, so I cannot spend money on books, but that's fine. This book was graciously gifted by Simon P. Jones. He did something worthwhile at long last. Volume 4 of Drafting Strategy, blah blah blah. I'll check with the magnifying glass later. Whatever goes. Tools of the trade. In the world of drafting, the tools and architect wheels are crucial in shaping their vision and bringing their designs to life. The precision, elegance, and functionality of these instruments can have a profound effect on the drafting process and the final outcome of your project. That's why it's very important to choose the right tools to complement your drafting techniques. In this issue of Drafting Strategy, we will dive into the vast realm of inventory, bringing to light the many hidden tools of the trade that can enhance your favourite strategies and elevate your architectural ambitions to unprecedented heights. From classic compasses and T-squares to state-of-the-art software upgrades, the variety of drafting tools available in Architects today is staggering. As we navigate this diverse landscape, regardless of whether you are a seasoned professional seeking to refine your toolkit or a budding draftsman searching for a basic set of instruments, the following articles will provide invaluable insights and guidance for architects of all levels. Not seeing anything there. Not seeing anything there. Get rid of those. The Guiding Compass, an introduction to drafting items. Gems. You can't have a conversation about drafting items without starting with gems. These valuable stones allow architects to draft special floor plans. Stopwatch. A more short-term, very short-term alternative to paying gem costs is utilizing a stopwatch to bypass any gem costs you encounter during a frantic 1-minute drafting dash. Where have I seen that? I've definitely seen that at least once. Emerald bracelet. Of course, if you are wealthy enough to be able to afford to purchase it from the showroom, this very high-end luxury item removes the gem cost of special floor plans altogether. Holy shit. Repellent spray. But why remove gem costs when you can just remove the whole room? Repellent spray can free you of that annoying floor plan for up to a week. Huh. Items that affect special floor plan cost. I have not seen any of these three yet. I've definitely seen the stopwatch come into effect. It said like special cost bypassed or something, but I don't remember what the circumstance was. Repellent spray, we can get rid of it for a week. That's interesting. Okay. Items that affect drawing and the draft pool. Ivory dice. Dice are a resource that allow you to re-roll for new floor plans while drafting. Brass compass, a useful drafting tool that adjusts the orientation of floor plans. If a room has another exit, it will have a high chance to lead north. Silver key, the orientation of floor plans matters a lot less when rooms have tons of doors. Silver key all but guarantees that your draft will result in a room with enough doors to ensure they lead where you want them to go. Gear wrench, we haven't seen that. The first item that can adjust the rarity of floor plans in the draft pool. Although it only works on mechanical rooms, it's a useful tool for customizing your experience. That I don't know about. We have seen the conservatory that we can modify rarity in there, but I've not seen a gear wrench. Ornate compass, another luxury item from the showroom, and likely the most useful drafting tool on this list. Ornate compass allows you to rotate floor plans as you draft them, allowing you to position doors to your advantage. Again, we've done that for a couple of rooms, but I really don't think that I've seen that particular item, the ornate compass. Blue grease and guts. Crafted from the depths of resourcefulness and innovation, contraptions are makeshift creations born from the fusion of two or more distinct tools. Through soldering, taping, and a liberal amount of hot glue and lube, inventors can use the workbench found in the workshop to bring together disparate elements to forge something far greater than the sum of its parts. Blind experimentation is often the most rewarding avenue for true innovators. No, it's not. That's why I'm still in pain. For those crafters who need a bit of inspiration or guidance, we have included a list of common contraption components to kickstart your creative journey. I will screenshot that in just a moment. Just putting you down there. I feel like I've done... Well, I've seen all of these. Coin purse is part of one contraption? Okay, that's deeply worrying. We've seen a lot of these though. The shovel and the metal detector, the shovel and the compass. I could probably figure this out. I'll do that offline. If I remember. There's nothing around here. Why is that shovel moving around? That shovel is totally moving. Okay, the lockpick is moving as well. Okay, that's freaky as hell. Whatever. It's about time for an upgrade. Perhaps the most exciting item an architect can come across is an upgrade disk. This floppy data disk houses a wellspring of unique architectural plans designed explicitly for a specific room. By inserting the disk into a computer terminal, architects gain the ability to shape the destiny of a room, guided by the enticing designs contained on the disk. This myriad of options not only allows architects to craft floor plans that align with their preferred strategies, but also enables them to adapt their creations to evolving project requirements. Furthermore, the upgrade disk's array of plans ensures that no two architects will follow the same path, fostering a landscape of diverse architectural designs. A few examples of room upgrades. Oh wow, look what we can do to the storeroom. We can put an additional key or an additional gem or an additional 9 coins in there. Holy shit. Courtyard, we've done that, so we changed it to 5 dig spots. Courtyard, yeah, okay, I see now that's a multicolored room. Thing is, when I got the upgrade disc for this, I didn't even realize what it is. Breakfast nook. Reading nook, you were always... Oh, that's huge. Holy shit. Wow. I mean, that gives us a huge start. That's an additional key. A guaranteed draw, though, that's massive. 16 total discs have been issued. Only 16, okay. Tooltips. Stringing together adjoining hallways has always been the most straightforward strategy when using a hall pass. Drafting floor plans like tunnel and secret passage are an easy way to set up longer chains of hallways. You can adjust the settings in the terminal located in security to make security doors more or less common. If you have found a keycard, it is worth changing these settings to high, and if you haven't, you may want to set them to low. For the endeavouring gardener, a watering can is a fundamental tool. But did you know you can refill this item with water? All you need to do is find a faucet with running water. That's the kitchen, isn't it? It has to be. The greenhouse as well, perhaps? That's worth thinking about. Most green rooms can only be drafted along the edges of your house, and the secret garden is no exception. You can use this key on any locked door leading to one of these room positions. Yeah, I figured that out already. A bit of graphics corruption going on with this book. What the fuck is going on here? I suspect this book was not designed for the magnifying glass. That key is doing some weird shit. If you have come across any fancy ruby-socketed candlesticks, hello, you may want to take note in case you can find an item that can produce a flame. These specific candlesticks contain mechanical triggers that are tripped when the candle is lit. Okay, that's huge. I kind of figured that out already, or I didn't figure it out, but I figured I wanted to use the burning glass elsewhere, so that is something else to keep in mind. Shit, okay. Word from the editor. Tools are cool, but they are only as good as the architect who harnesses their capabilities. As you finish reading this issue of Drafting Strategy, I want you to open up your menu and look at your inventory. Take a moment to look at each item and contemplate the true potential they all hold. The same potential you see there is the same potential that resides within yourself. For it is not the tools themselves that will sculpt the grand structures and monuments of tomorrow, but the deft hands and brilliant minds of architects like you. We are all fucked. You're trusting me to do that? We are all completely and utterly fucked. What's in here? Huge. I'll go back for it, but the run could be over very quickly. I set it to high last time and we found like 2 doors, both connected to the gym. Shaki, you are the grand tool? Absolutely. You are the grandest tool to ever grace my chat. Alright, let's set that to high. It does not matter if I set it to offline or not. We can keep the power on and just open up the doors as we need. Alright, am I done? Nice, yes. That will cost me some gold though. I saw that bishop coming through here heading towards security. On the previous run, I mean. Yep, okay, we can light those. There are rubies in them, which means there's something else in this room, likely behind there. I don't see anything we can pick up. We can keep going north. That door is locked. Boiler room would be very nice. I'll take the shovel. And we're already running to security doors, so I'll go for a gem. Gonna lose some resources here, but it's fine. There's a gem in there. Let's go for the dining room. Did I make this room last time? I didn't. What do we have in here? I don't see a chess piece in here, which surprises me. Like most of the rooms that I've encountered do have some sort of chess piece in them, especially the bedrooms. This makes me want to go back out there and play with the chessboard. I've got to go for that, don't I? Wow, okay. I've got no idea what the fucking solutions in there are. Assuming they haven't changed. Any apples in here? I'll take that. Nice. The aquarium doesn't help me. The workshop may help me. The aquarium definitely doesn't help me, correct? So I've now realized that I've got the key card. I can go back out to the Foundation. no idea what the hell I can do with the what does the jackhammer do? The jackhammer lets me dig. I really want the if I could find the waste room, I'd love to break open that wall. I don't think we're going to find anything here. That's just a jackhammer. That just helps me find dig points. Not going to lie, I was hoping for more than this. Alright, we'll go with that and hope we don't run into the greenhouse. I feel that might be a bad call. It's more effective than a shovel. We'll lose a lot of steps here, but it's fine. Right, I've got no idea on these ones. I mean, just that one alone, that's 32,768. And yes, I have been thinking about that. That many combinations. I know that because I had a similar problem with House of Wilds. Hubris, envy, lust. There's a weird FOV effect going on there. The 7 deadly sins. I've got no clue on this, and unless there's maybe a clue inside the library from a book that we purchased, such as a new clue, I've got no idea what it might be. I'll go with that. One second. If you have less than... okay, that's fine. We've not been in here. This floor plan, originally designed for use in medical emergencies, saw significant usage in 1966, when Mouse Holly briefly served as a school. Flights, fights, flus, and final exams laid up many students on the cots in this room. Once again, a pawn. A friendly duck. Same book, The Red Prince. Yep. So it's implying, the ending sort of implied that we were the Red Prince. Don't know how much I believe that though. Bro was mentioned in the clock tower. I don't think we're going to find much here. Apparently this book is too political. Not seeing it. Alright, well, we've run into a dead end. So I don't feel the run is over. That said, we are perilously short on steps. The fountain entrance is not open. Can't do anything there. I can go down here and pop up at the foundation. I can burn 2 steps here and see what we've got in the outer room. A shelter would potentially be very nice. Let's go with that. Pair of gems, nice. Give some turnips, please. Seven gems, damn. There's all this stuff here and we can't eat it. It's still down the bottom there. None of the other routes are labelled. Sign is underlined in blue. That's got to be something. What though? I do not know. Not yet anyway. So I've got to go through the basements into the foundation. We have a key card which should bring the elevator down. If it doesn't, I'm going to be terribly upset. We have a key to the secret garden, so I think I will burn a few additional steps and go to the antechamber. There is a chance that I can get there today. That door is most certainly unlocked. It's a lot of additional steps to burn though. And we know that we're not going to get the dining room towards the end of the house because we have already crafted it. And going back for it is going to be very painful. Yeah, I was looking for it right then. I couldn't even see the room to my left. That, in my opinion, is hidden a little bit too well. This gives me about 19 steps to work with to find a secret garden and then guess out. So I've forgotten if the secret garden needs to be specifically made on the west side of the house. I think it does. This is the part where I wish I hadn't burnt the lever. Burns up, making a jackhammer that I won't use. So we could use that to get to the opposite side, but that doesn't help me. That just takes me to the torch chamber and the back of the catacomb, which we can't access. This should work. Thank you. That keeps the run going for a bit longer. I'll head west. Let's dig up all these first. We're gonna find an apple. Ivory dice, that's actually pretty huge. Pair of keys. Okay, this jackhammer is doing work. Along with the root silver. Along with the root cellar, here's my words. Silver key. I would dearly love it if that led me to a great hall, just saying. Observatory. Yeah, I want to head west first. Meet turnip. For the next 1 minute, you will not lose steps when entering rooms, keys when opening doors, or gems when drafting special rooms. Okay, we've got to be quick. Holy shit. Dark room. Yeah, that doesn't help me at all. Gem requirement, I'll go for it. No idea. Showroom. Sadly, it does not remove the costs. SEO doesn't help. Vault doesn't help me. Vault makes me rich, but it doesn't really help. The Mar room! Okay, that's huge. That is legit huge. That's progress right there. Make it quick. Gems and 4 doors. Don't know if I could have done the secret garden there. That's going to kill the run. Master bedroom. Haven't made that, but that kills the run. Courtyard. Missile detector. Unfortunately, I don't think I have a way inside the antechamber at this point. Unless I can go back over to the left, which is probably not going to happen. Code check gives me the master key, but there's no point grabbing that. Drawing room. I'll go with that. Aquarium. Give me some food, please. So why can I hear dogs? Foundation. Oh my god, give me some food, please. An apple would be really nice right about now. Passio, maybe? Nope, just gems. No, I've got a jackhammer, but it's not helping. I thought there might have been an apple in here. An apple saves me. I don't think I'm going to get it. My god, look how many gems we've got. What's that beeping noise? 3 gems. Should have read that. More dice. That's not worth picking up. The other way leads to a dead end, so I might as well go back there now, but I'm going to run out of steps, and that sucks. We don't have a way inside the antechamber. Balls. Alright, it's been a very long time. I want to do two things in here. Firstly, that. In fog we are lost, in fire we are found. I feel like next time I'm at the library, I need to go through and screenshot all of these stamps that we've seen, because the Pentagon... Oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for? Pentagram? My god. I can't think of what that word is. Is it Pentagon? Yeah, it's Pentagon, isn't it? Fuck. I'm tired. The Pentagon is a symbol for Ben Aries. And I think that's something we're going to need to learn. We're going to need to learn the symbols of all the various realms. That is on our to-do list for sure. So I've wanted to come back in here with the magnifying glass for so long, and I can finally do it now. What is written on this damn nose? Not that one. This one. What is on here? Did they ever prove he was the one that stole the Baron's mail? Denny Ravane was the groundskeeper. Taking a screenshot of that just so I can make a note of it later if I remember. Does that mean that maybe there is something at the Upper Orchard? I don't think there is, but I can't purchase anything here because we're very broke. I've got all the gems, but I have no money. I passed on the master bedroom to try and keep the run going, but unfortunately, the run is about to end. No, I can't go back for that. I can open that though. Is there an apple in here? Of course not. Is there anything hiding in here? Definitely read this. He passed away, and then 2 days later we're traipsing about his estate trying to find room 46. Just looking for a chess piece and I don't see one. Give me a grand hall. I have none of those rooms. Give me a grand hall. Give me a goddamn grand hall. Give me a grand hall. Ah. As we are facing the angel, really? What are these noises that I'm hearing? It might just be the jackhammer going off. It's like a beep beep beep, like a key card going into a door. What is that? Anything hiding in here? Did you leave a hidden message? You did, nice. Even if I get a grand hall now, I don't believe I can access the antechamber. Not without an apple. Candle activating. I'm gonna do that because that's... Can rotate. That's interesting. I haven't been in there before, so let's make that. I can rotate though, so the run is not over yet. Right, I suspect I know what that is. Let's go for the pool. Even if I go into the corner there and activate something, I mean, it's over. Everything's over. The Rotunda, a circular chamber with a dome ceiling adorned with an array of mechanical gears. In the center of the room, the stone podium serves as a central pivot point for the chamber's true purpose, rotation. A fitting function for a room named Rotunda, which means clockwise room in Arajan. I'm probably mispronouncing that last word. And rotate the room, okay. Makes sense, I suppose. That would not fit. Kinda cool. If there's an apple in there, we survive. If not, it's over. Or if there's a locked door at the end of the hallway, and if we can craft the secret garden and there's an apple in there, then we survive. That is the antechamber door. That does not help me. Yeah, let's go to the Great Hall. Open up a bunch of doors and see what we got, but I don't think we're surviving this. I can get back into room 46. 210. No, I can only get as far as the antechamber. If I want to survive this, I need food. Please be locked. I should be using my lockpick keys here, not those. Only 100 steps. Never give up. Also, I'm forgetting to use my lockpick kit. Never give up. I potentially don't know what that is. I know what the vault is. That'll give me 40 gold, but I can't really spend it anywhere, so I may as well do that. That is the... Okay, we're never entering that room. Come on, kitchen. No, we're good. Three gems. Unless I've miscalculated. That keeps us alive long enough to get to the antechamber. Nothing else in here. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Thought I miscalculated there. Do we have any apples in here? Pretty please. Or turnips. Or something that I can eat which, you know, keeps me alive for a little bit longer. Because I'd love to explore these other 2 rooms, just saying. Come on. The jackhammer and the root cellar is a devastating combination. But it's not giving me... That stays open! Okay, that's massive. I have a rock. Don't tell the rock, but it's very unremarkable. Let's open that up, even though it does nothing for me. Spread fruits throughout the house. I don't suppose we're going to walk back into one of these rooms and see an apple on the table or something, because that will be massive, just saying. I do not have exactly 2 rooms. I'll make it and see what we got. On second thoughts, I won't. I've got to do it. But let me calculate. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Am I miscalculating? I need to check. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Room 46 is 1. Yeah, look at that. There's a queen in here. I was expecting that. This is a room that we can only... Oh, that's huge, but I can't use it, so there's no point even picking it up. Simon? That seems very important. That is a symbol of one of the realms. So I'm trying to use my magnifying glass there and I can't. That's Simon, isn't it? Just bringing up my notes. That's our grandfather. So our grandfather was not from Granada or whatever the fuck it's called. Can't pronounce it. That seems quite important. There's something I can pick up in here, but it's most likely not an apple because it's setting off the metal detector. It could actually be in the Ma room. Never mind. Alright, we have a couple of things in here. Let's read. Her ladyship's chamber, tucked away quietly. One moment. Yes, OBS is showing the correct thing. Shaki, you could draw something in the corner of the pool and guess an apple on your way. True. I'm hoping we find an apple in one of these rooms. I'm gonna have to recheck them. I mean, it's just this room that I'll be missing out on at this point, but I'd love to check that room, but I can't. I'm hoping there's an apple in one of these 4 rooms. For the disc, yeah. I'm sure the disc will be here if I draft the room again. Sorry, I interrupted myself there because I was worried that OBS was not showing the correct scene. Her ladyship's chamber, tucked quietly away in the west wing of Mount Holly, is the decorative bedroom of your grandmother, Lady Epson. One moment. Yep, that's correct. This is Clara's room. Clara. This is her ladyship. The style you find, unique in the house, a fitting tribute to her childhood home in Raja. We just saw that word somewhere, I've already forgotten where. Alright, we have a couple of things we can pick up in here and examine with our magnifying glass. Does it never end? No, it does not. And these things here, I've seen a lot of these. I'm deeply concerned about these. Ralphine 1, have I drawn the conference room? I saw it earlier, but I did not draw it. I definitely saw it. If I drew it, then I would not have... well, I would have gone into the secret garden and then I'll be very unhappy. How many stars is that? I assume that's a constellation. How many stars is that? I assume that is a constellation of a lot of stars. The Queen. 7, 6. How do I even get back to the foundation from here? I've got to go all the way back in there and get out to the cliffside. That's not happening. Who is that? That is her mother, Lady Ashlyn. That is our great-grandmother. Not seeing much there. And you? Her father, Lord William Epsom, our great-grandfather. It makes sense, I suppose, that she would keep photos of her parents nearby, or paintings. Okay, let's read the book. Her ladyship's diary is locked. That's an issue. Have I seen a key for that? I don't believe so. I'll pick that. Do I want to pick that up? No, I don't want to pick that up. It would be a delightful little troll if the key was under there though, so I think I do need to pick it up. That said, we're not going to be able to put that anywhere, but I'm sure it'll respawn in here. And by that, I mean I sincerely hope it respawns in here, otherwise I'm going to be very upset. Diary's locked. We've got 6 keys. I don't believe the master key will help us open it. It's not hiding under the pillows. No. Okay. Last time I spread fruits throughout the house, there was a conference room nearby and it showed me a couple of oranges and a couple of apples. I don't suppose the game is kind enough to put an apple in here. Just gonna be very careful not to leave this room. If I leave this room, I'm fucked. I'm not really understanding the gimmick of this room, to be quite blunt. This costs 3 gems, but we have a passageway underneath it which does basically the same thing. We can go to any exit, but this only costs 2 gems. I'm missing something there? It just doesn't seem like a terribly advantageous room. Unless I'm missing something. No sign of apples. There's literally nothing else I can do here, so let's go with that. Unfortunately, I can't go back and unlock that. I was about to ask where it was. To continue up, you must go down. Yep, we've seen that. Unfortunately, we cannot go back and unlock the other door. I wish we could, but I can't. Oh, well, that's different. That's very different. 8 realms in 8 months. Okay, I'm gonna have to screenshot the hell out of this place. Or watch a video of it later and take notes. 8 realms in 8 months. That's sort of... Oh hell, okay. Retracing a journey, perhaps. Marigold. These are all the various family trees. What a Gads, how you doing? I'll then quit shortly once I've looked through this room and tried to figure out what I can figure out in here. 1:30 is the magic hour. Jones, that's us. Mysterious 46th room we get to explore at this time. Sinclair. Ollie, we've seen that. Crescent moon symbol, which we've seen so many times before. Epson. That's our grandmother's side of the family. Time is still passing. That's another sanctum key. What? Ah, okay. This is what was referred to in the letter that we found in the office. Or the boudoir, I don't remember where. I think it was in the office. This secret room is not as secure as you thought. We have your letters. 8 letters, 8 payments, 100 gold. Instructions to follow. So my immediate thought is that there's going to be a coded message in here based on these cutouts. Which means I'm going to screenshot that and look at that in my spare time. Room 46, rank 10. Does that even show on the blueprint? It does not. I was hoping that will fill itself in, but it hasn't. So something like looking at the fonts of this. We have this room as have let Y. That's where my brain's going with that. I see certain fonts and I think, okay, we put those together. Maybe there's something there, I don't know. You can pick up the crown. Okay, the Sanctum key locations. Screenshotting. The first key found here on the furthest rank. We just picked that one up. The second locked tight in the vaults of a bank. That's in the vaults. The third is high up among all the clocks. We got that one today. And the fourth is down below, beneath all the docks. I'm sorry, are you telling me that out of all those chests, there's only one Sanctum key and I found it? If that's the case, holy shit. The fifth key is held by a king on his throne. We'll raid Pappy Eric shortly. The sixth in a station left by one of your own in a station. The seventh is major if you draft it quite late. That makes me think of the music room. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. I read that as there's only one key down there and I found it. If that is the case, that is absolute insanity. What is this? The Crown of the Blueprints, the former ruby crown of Orinda Ares, recently set with freshly cut sapphires. So it was actually a red crown, but now it is a sapphire crown. And look at the top of that crown. It's got the Blueprints pattern on it. The first time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. If you do, gain 1 gem and redraw floor plans. Is this a permanent? Because it makes no sense we're finding it at the end of the run. At room 46. I'm guessing that might be a permanent. It's either that or we have to go back and put it into the code check maybe. One moment. Breaking news, Sanctum key being held by a blue king on his throne. You will understand what that means. Is there anything else in here? That's something, and I feel like I need to look at that offline. Which means I probably won't stream tomorrow. I'll just be looking at stuff instead. That was the ransom letter. This... I haven't seen a map of any kind, so I really don't know where these might go. Again, brute forcing this is going to be close to impossible because we have 8 destinations, I believe. How many destinations do we have? Got 3 on the right. And 4, sorry, 3 on the left, that's how tight I am, chat, and 4 on the right. I don't see the 8th realm. Unless maybe we're starting at 1 and then going back to 1. That would make sense, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm missing anything else in this room. So the one big thing that I'm disappointed that I couldn't do today is I could not open the cabinets in the archive. We found that room very early on, and against all the odds, we've actually managed to reach room 46. We've picked up the Crown of the Blueprints, which may be a permanent. I have no idea if that's the case or not. What if we have the Blessing of the Monk and then come in here? And then call it a day? Well, that be something? I think it would. The last key is waiting behind the last drawer of 8. Drawer of 8. That could be the Chamber of Mirrors, perhaps. I think it's more complex than me just saying that it's behind the final door. Don't know which room that is. Alright, well, I'm going to call it a day here, and I'm going to do something a little bit naughty. I'm going to quickly check the groundskeeper's shed to see if there's anything there. I don't want to finish in the antechamber. Let me finish here. This was something. I don't believe there's anything else we can do here. It doesn't say it's a permanent though, so maybe it's something that we pick up early on, or again, a code check maybe? I don't know. But let me call it here. We did not eat an apple, but that didn't kill us. Calling it. Archaeological shopping centre. 28 excavated dig spots. Holy crap. 4 shop rooms. 2 new rooms. The rotunda and the her ladyship's chamber. And only 108 steps as opposed to 140. Winner, winner. Alright, I'm going to quickly check outside, but what I'll do is I'll Alt F4 this run so that it doesn't count. And if I'm feeling up to it, I might stream tomorrow, but it's not likely. I think I've got way too much information to process here. Right now, though, I just want to see if there's anything behind us. There's no crown there. Also, we have 2 gems. I've forgotten why. The morning room. Our allowance is 21. We don't have the crown. Yeah, I already had the full house trophy. I got that at the same time as the inheritance. Don't know what's in there and I won't look. But I suppose my next step would be to draft the library again. We don't need to make fine glass. Get the next issue of drafting strategy. And then reassess. So the former groundskeeper was, what's his name? Can't remember. But apparently he was stealing the Baron's mail. So I just want to take a 2-second look over here and see if I'm missing anything here. I've read all that. I don't believe I took a screenshot of that page, but that doesn't matter. Yep, east and west walls. Haven't really paid too much attention to that. That was huge. That gets me down to the precipice. That looks like a little thing where you store a gem. But looking at here, I don't see... I don't see any sign of missing mail, which makes me wonder if maybe he was staying in a bedroom or something. There is one bedroom that we've not created. That will be the master bedroom, and I can't imagine that the gardener was staying in there. trophy room, maybe? Someone's saying that, yeah, this guy was stealing mail. Makes me think that it may have been located here. So I cannot see it. That's going to be a significant clue though. Well, maybe it doesn't, but the fact that the gardener was stealing the Baron's mail was dismissed. Where did the mail go? Maybe there's a secret dig point around here that I need to dig up to find the mail. Under the floorboards, maybe? No, I'm not seeing it. But this guy must have been living on the estate somewhere. Servants' quarters, maybe? The Baron's personal valet. Hartley, who may or may not be writing green memos, which may or may not be all lies. I do question if there's a king in that room. A king piece. A king chess piece. And that's incredibly deceptive because we see the door at the bottom there, but we need to enter that room from above. I can't even recall where I read that at this point. Alright, well on that note, I think I'll call it an end for today. Ad's going to run in 5 minutes, so let me shut it down right quick. YouTube, thank you for watching as always, I sincerely appreciate it. Switch, I'm going to go raid someone, so stick around for a moment. As always, I hope you're having a great day or great night or whatever is in your part of the world, doing what it is that you do. And yeah, I'll keep playing this. I'm not sure when I'll be online next, whether it's tomorrow night or Tuesday night or maybe even Wednesday, but I am back now and I do intend to keep playing this. I'm enjoying it, but man, this is kind of a slog. Got no idea what I'm doing. Alright, I'm out of here. Thank you all.